Yeah, so under further review, back at you. We actually are at episode 50 now, so we're working our way up the episode ranks. But before we jump into it, because we have a few interesting topics this week, it's not so much recaps of last weekend, but I had a few topics on my mind that I wanted to talk about. But before we jump into that, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to put on the little alarm. What is that, like an alarm clock thing or the bell to notify yourself that our episodes are out? Hit that. Also, we're on Instagram at Further Review Pod, so check that out as well. But Joe, did you see the Bill Belichick news?
And you definitely need it because we don't have an upload schedule. It's anywhere between Wednesday night and Sunday at 2 a.m. So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, the nice weekend episode. We like to keep you on your toes. It's also when we decide to record because so much happens during the week. But
We no we really didn't want to record. We just want an excuse not to watch the Giants.
I
It's
was thinking before, I was like, oh, another live watching, just like the Knicks
mm-mm,
game from the spring. This is I don't think either of us
no
are watching right now, right?
the Bulls behind me, not the TB. I'm not even
They're already down 3-0, by the way. The Eagles kicked the field goal. That was quick.
no.
They drove
That's
the
a
field.
victory for us. I'll take it.
Yeah, to hold them, that's big time. If they can do that the entire game. But did you see the North Carolina news with Bill Belichick?
They canceled the series.
No. Well, that's a part of it. So earlier in the week, there was a report that they were canceling that series. Was it through Netflix? I forget who it was through. I'm probably wrong there, but a major network, maybe Hulu or something, decided to cancel the series. And then the next day, someone on Twitter or X, Ollie Connolly, reported Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy. Belichick had signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in the media. And then he went on to say members of the Belichick coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expecting to be in the college football playoff about taking roles during the postseason. From one coach, the Rats are leaving the ship. Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. Using recruiting violations to knock down a coach's buyout has become a standard practice. If Belichick cannot find a landing spot to trigger his own buyout, he's expected to accept a greatly reduced compromised rate. Belichick's communication with the staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as weird and distant by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's bye week. From one UNC defensive assistant, what we've done to these kids is fucked up. And I'm not even bleeping that out. So it's interesting because the next day, North Carolina and Bill Bell.
Please don't curse.
Sorry,
Refrain from cursing in the future.
are your virgin eyes?
Are
Or
these the least fruitful recruiting violations we've had? They got nothing out of it.
how so? Like, are you talking?
They beat Charlotte
Yeah,
and Old Dominion. What was the other team? I don't even know.
and they got blown out by TCU. And who they lose to this past week?
Clemson.
Clemson.
They lost to two, I would say, slightly upper middle of the road teams. Like certainly not bad programs this year, but I mean they haven't even played a ranked team yet, and they've been blown out twice.
No, and I honestly like when I sat down and actually thought about what was happening. And also, I'm going to throw out there that North Carolina and Belichick both had a joint statement the next day, and they both said that Belichick will be staying, and Belichick looks forward to building something at North Carolina. It sounds like On3 reported that the assistant coaches will take a brunt of what's happening with the violations, and it won't be on Belichick. But there's been like mixed signals because one player, I guess there's like rumors of a player who got injured, and Belichick said you kind of have to rehab on your own, and then you can come back next season if you want to. So, like, I was thinking about like how much this disrupts Belichick's image, and you're never going to take away all the Super Bowls that Belichick won with the Patriots. But one thing that I was thinking about, like, when you think about Belichick's career, you're going to be like, all right, that's the guy who won all the Super Bowls. But oh, wait, you remember at the end of his career when he had his girlfriend on the sideline and all these weird reports came out at North Carolina? Like, that's always going to be mentioned with Belichick. It's not going to like bring him down. He's still a Hall of Fame head coach in the NFL, but this will always be something that it's like, oh yeah, remember when this happened? And I
Like,
think that,
remember when Bobby Knight was on Texas Tech and he slapped the shit out of that kid on TV?
well, he did stuff like that at Indiana. He threw
I
like
know.
chairs
I think
across.
time passed him by. I think he was still using 1977 coaching techniques.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, we had PTI that could replay it and talk about it the next day, so he wasn't gonna survive the media cycle in 2006 and whenever that happened.
it's still out, right? That's Wilbon and Kornheiser, right?
Yeah, that's probably their long because Around the Horn ended, I believe, right?
Yeah, it did this year.
So that's got to be their longest running show. That or Stump the Schwab.
Is that still around?
No, Cheap Seats. You remember Cheap Seats?
I remember them all. I
Oh,
used
Cheap
to.
Cheap Seats is my favorite. The Sklar brothers were like tailor made for that, just that specific kind of comedy.
Was that not like your after school watch? Like people would go home and watch like Nickelodeon cartoons, which I sometimes did.
Yeah.
I did that often actually, but there's a good amount of times when I'd go home and watch, Around the Horn, PTI, all those other shows that were out on
Yeah.
ESPN.
I feel like Cheap Seats is on at like 2 a.m. on like
Yeah.
Saturday or something. But
Or
yeah,
like when you were sick and you had to stay home from school and there was just reruns of all these shows, you'd be able to watch.
100%. It was like top 5 reasons why.
Yeah.
There was always like best damn sports show countdowns. That wasn't ESPN, but same time period.
Was that Fox? Best Damn Sports Show? No.
Yeah, it's
Was it?
Sportsnet,
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
I think it was. That's when people tried to make Fox Sports Net rival ESPN, and then later they came out with Fox Sports 1.
Who would have thought Tom Arnold and John Sally would have like A+ chemistry on camera?
Hey, you never know. Look at
Yeah,
us. A+ chemistry here.
that's true. Which one of us is John Sally?
I'll give John Sally to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can have that. Joe, anything for you. But the Belichick thing, Joe, I don't know, like it's hard to think about like these kids who transferred in. And I know NIL's now a thing, and we like to think of these kids as like professional athletes because they're making thousands and millions and whatever they're making in the NIL period.
That's the definition of professional, and so they are.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
mercenaries who may or may not want to also get a degree.
but don't you kind of feel bad because a lot of these kids, they came over to be with a legendary coach, and now they're in this situation where the season just went to hell, and I'm sure I guess their tape is getting messed up because of this because it has obviously carried over to the field what's happening off the field. And it sounds like there's a lot of disgruntled players because there was also an article that came out, like a local article that was talking about players fighting each other in the locker room and stuff like that. And it just sounds like it's a snowball effect. It's all stemming from, I think Belichick not really. I don't want to throw any like ill notions towards him, but it just sounds like Belichick went into this and was like, I'm going to pick up a college job, hopefully do really well, and then maybe the NFL will look at me because he hasn't gotten looks for 2 seasons from the NFL. And I think he
He's
wanted.
probably not getting them soon. I'd still hire him as a D coordinator.
He's not gonna get hired as a head coach again, Joe. Not
No,
after this.
Falcons weren't willing to do it right after he left. So why would
How old is he?
75?
I mean, Pete Carroll, because he still
He's
seems
been
like
he's been coaching since the 70s in
yeah.
some capacity.
But it's like different from like Pete Carroll because Pete Carroll seems like he's still all in on football. Like it seems like with the Raiders, all he thinks about is the playbook and getting this team better, even though it's
Well,
not.
yeah, I mean, he might be taken out to pasture soon too.
Yeah, especially
That might be more Geno Smith just reverting to 2014.
yeah. I actually wanted to continue the conversation. We'll do that after Belichick, but Geno Smith has essentially played himself into a position where you start thinking about the backup quarterback who is Kenny Pickett, who they got from the Browns before the season started.
Yeah, now I would still take this version of Geno Smith over that.
Well, too much money. They're giving Geno Smith what? Actually, somebody was saying the other day his contract's not like too bad. I think it's like 1 year of like 38 million, but then after that it goes down like significantly. Uh,
At least Geno tries. Like, I just can't do Kenny 12 points per game Pickett. At least Geno Smith takes shots.
but you can't win with 2 or 3 interceptions a game, and that's essentially what he's been doing every single week.
No, but maybe the Colts just make everybody look bad. I throw my hands up in the air with them. I hope we don't, like, for the picks later on, I hope we don't include them because I'm still stubbornly waiting for their downfall, even though it might not happen.
Well, I think
I'm more in on the Patriots than I am the Colts.
this Colts team is the same version as 2022 Giants, where Jonathan Taylor's going off. He's one of the top running backs in the league. And all
Mhm.
Daniel Jones really has to do is control the offense, limit the turnovers, You're not asking for too much from him. Like, he's comfortable. He has one of the best offensive lines in football, in my opinion.
That's the difference. The 22 Giants did not have that.
No.
And
Giants,
they were not putting up 40 points, I think, and like we were beating like a shitty Bears team like 16-7, and we just happened to do that 9 times. Like
but
that was our season.
they have like refused. I don't actually. I don't want to say that they refused to address the line since the Super Bowl runs, but like ever since the Super Bowl era, where like you had Chris Snee, uh, David Deal, Sean
Sean
O'Hara,
O'Hara, Kareem McKenzie, David
yeah,
Deal, Luke Pettigrew.
this has been one of the worst offensive lines consistently for the past 13 years.
50, yeah. I started watching the Giants when they had some pieces of that group because it was sort of like they all 6 of those guys didn't play together, obviously. It was sort of like from like the late 90s up until 2011, we always
Right.
had at least like 3 linemen who had played together for like 5 years, and you take that for granted because I remember even like when Eli would have his shitty games, I just sort of expected it was like the New York Giants right to average like 5.1 yards a carry no matter who we had in the backfield.
Right.
And if our passing game didn't work, it wasn't because Eli didn't have time, it's because he was making shitty decisions.
Yeah.
Like now it's just like, oh wait, you could still have a good quarterback. Like you saw what happened with Mahomes in a couple of his playoff losses, like against Tampa or last year. Like if you the guy's just Tom Brady in '07. If a guy's under siege, it destroys the entire operation.
You remember when Daniel Jones was drafted? A lot of people wanted to make him seem like the next Eli Manning. Like there were so many comparisons to him.
I remember a lot of people thought no, because it was Gettleman against the world for that pick, right? Because people
Yeah,
thought that was a reach at 6.
yeah, it definitely was. I mean, he was getting draft grades of like third, fourth round, and all these people, because of such a limited quarterback class, had him in the first round. And teams who are desperate are going to reach on quarterbacks. So I think the Giants tried to play that narrative that other teams were thinking about Jones, and I think in reality there was no one in the next at least 10 picks, if not more, that was we're going to draft Daniel Jones that season. But the Giants wanted that next guy after Eli Manning so bad that they drafted him. They hoped that like for a season or two, Eli would hold down the fort as a starter, kind of groom him into becoming, the guy, the next quarterback where he can hand the keys off to Daniel Jones, and it just never happened. But I think this Daniel Jones right now, it kind of feels like the Jones that you wanted when Eli Manning was done with his career. Like this Jones who is not relying on his feet. Look at his rushing numbers; they're not like glaring this season. I think he's rushing for like 2 point something yards per carry or 3 point something. I forget. It's definitely not New York Giants Daniel Jones where he was running for his life. And he's limiting the turnovers. He has time in the pocket. He's making his check down reads, and he's making smart passes. And it's been consistent for what, 5 weeks now? So I think we got to start giving Daniel Jones a little credit 5 weeks into the season, because this is a better Daniel Jones than 2022 even. I think it's a little more poised, a little more in control, a little more confident. I think he likes where he's at in Indianapolis, where the Giants, I think he always felt that New York pressure. And guys leave New York and they go on and have great careers because they don't have to deal with the media and all that nonsense. But ultimately, Joe, this is the Jones we expected after Eli Manning was his career was over. But everything like went to shit when Eli Manning's career kind of ended in a way that he wasn't riding off on his white horse into the sunset. It was more like you're either done at the end of the season or you're going to have to find a new team pretty much. And I think Manning wanted to end his career on the Giants. And once that happened and they had to let Jones start like instantly after that, I just think it was kind of a rushed process and the Giants didn't see that happening.
They kind of, I don't know. They split time in 2019.
Yeah.
He wasn't the full-time starter until his second but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Wasn't there?
Sometimes you get Jaden Daniels, sometimes you get a Jordan Love.
Yeah. That's
Is it really that?
awesome.
Is it just if do you have it or not? I don't know. Daniel Jones might just be like a Sam Darnold. It's just you're as good as your organization. Like it's just one of those guys. Like Joe Burrow, no matter where he goes, or like Andrew Luck, like they thrive despite being in a shit organization.
Yeah.
Like if Daniel Jones were on the Bengals, I think he would look closer to the Giants. Daniel Jones, still, even after all these weeks, just something tells me. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, offensive line definitely. But maybe we should
Geno
start.
Smith. I
Was
mean,
it
Seattle's a pretty top flight organization recently, and you saw what he looked like.
Well, Joe, was it Gino? Remind me, who was the
Mac
quarterback?
Jones.
Who was the quarterback that ended Eli Manning's starting streak? Was it Geno Smith?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah,
think.
he bounced around after the Jets. Geno Smith is fucking old, dude. He's like our age.
He is, and that
He might
hairline's
be older.
the
He's
show.
13.
Maybe we should start having a conversation that Shane Steichen is actually a really good coach. Because I don't know, with Anthony Richardson, I think most head coaches are out to fail. Like you're just not going to win with Anthony Richardson. But you give an organization a quarterback who semi knows what he's doing, is willing to learn and grow. Which Daniel Jones was always willing to be a team player, no matter what. Like you can't fault him on that. Even when he left the Giants, I he had to get. He was told by players on the team that they wouldn't be pissed at him if he asked for a trade or asked to be released, and that's when he asked for it. But the greatest thing that ever happened to Daniel Jones's career is he went to the Minnesota Vikings for half a season, and he was
Yeah.
able to learn under Kevin O'Connell. You can argue all you want that half a season's not enough to fix a quarterback, but look at what's happening with Sam Darnold, and he's continuing with the Seahawks. It pretty much revived Sam Darnold's career. Look at a few weeks of Carson
Yeah, he
Wentz.
had some shaky moments last week, but
Yeah.
I guess if you put up 35 points, you really can't put all the blame on him.
Who, Wentz? We're talking. Oh no, Darnold.
Darnold.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Darnold. Like, you know what you're going to get out of him at this point in your career. Like, he should start for half the teams in the NFL, but he's not winning you like much. Like, he might get you into the wild card round of the playoffs. Maybe he'll get you one win in the playoffs, but you're not going far with Sam Darnold. And I think that's what the Seahawks accepted when they signed him was, hey, we don't have the roster that's going to contend for a Super Bowl. So let's be a respectable team. Maybe our fans will stay off our case a little bit. And that's what they're getting right now. Like, he's not going to win every week. He's not going to look great every single week. But at the end of the season, you're going to look at his stats and be like, all right, Sam Darnold's not too bad,
Yeah. So we can talk about this Giants game. I don't know what to think about it.
What, that they're up 14-3?
Right now?
Yeah, Giants are up 14-3. And I just got a text from my friend. Jackson Dart looks great. So he's 3 for 5 so far, 95 yards, a touchdown, and he's also rushed the ball once for 19 yards and a touchdown. So Jackson Dart is going off. Did you start him, Joe? Was he on your fantasy team?
I don't have him I have him in DraftKings, not fantasy.
So it's way too early because didn't the Giants give up a 10-point lead against the Saints last week? And this is the Eagles we're talking about.
Yes. That was the best I felt about the Giants in about 2 years. When we were up 14-3 last week, same score on the Saints. And I still don't know how to feel about it because I think 3 different players turned the ball over. Like Jackson Dart just fumbling the ball by himself running.
That was killer.
Look at watching Eli Manning for 15 years. I feel like we're sort of predisposed to forgive guys just for dropping the ball randomly because I don't know. I guess I still don't expect my quarterback to be athletic. And the 2 interceptions, one of them was on a 4th down, I believe, when he was sort of being chased out of bounds. So you kind of have to wipe that one off. And the second one was they were down 14 with 5 minutes left. It was like 2nd and 20, and he was just trying to make something happen.
Right.
It was the Scatterboo fumble, I think, was the biggest momentum killer.
Yes.
And the missed flea flicker. And, we see guys complete underthrown flea flickers all the time, but, 3 or 4 more yards under that ball. I forget. I think it was it Rob Shepard? I think he missed Shepard. Yeah, I mean, that's a walk-in. So, but, the Saints, I think I was a little less confident than you just because they've played everybody except Seattle tough. I mean, they were a few plays away from giving Buffalo maybe a surprise loss. So I'm not, I sort of just, I'm mad at the result, but other than that, I have nothing long-term to really take from that. I didn't think any differently about Jackson Dart leaving that game than I did entering it just because fumbling the ball, that's a rookie thing. The interceptions are forgivable. And the flea flicker was just not great. But once again, on these 3rd and 7s where he just seems to find a way to just find a crease, it's crazy to see. I think it's more loose. Like Daniel Jones, I think is faster, but Jackson Dart just has a way of just navigating those little creases that open up in the pocket.
Yeah, and Giants just missed the extra point, which is such a Giants thing to do. But I have a lot of the similar thoughts as you, Joe, because I look back at the Saints' schedule, and I've been looking at recaps, like highlight videos, because obviously Saints aren't on national.
Jalen Hurts is my fantasy quarterback, by the way. He's got 10 yards.
He'll get his points. He's always a second half quarterback, except for the Super Bowl last year where he
I
just went off.
know. You look at his numbers and it's like 13 of 25 for 130 yards, but then he has 35 fantasy points somehow. So
The rushing touchdowns, the tush push and whatever else in between. But
yeah, no.
yeah, I mean that Saints game, like I've been seeing recaps all week, and I told myself leading up to Sunday, I was like, this is not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be a walk in the park for those reasons. They played everyone tough, and that's why I didn't leave
If
Sunday.
they play in the NFL, it's not an easy game for the Giants.
No, no, absolutely not. Every week is hard for any team in the NFL.
Well,
You're not
that's
getting
not true.
anything. Every team. There was a quote from Campbell, I think the first round pick from the Patriots, the offensive lineman, and he said every team has a Pro Bowler on their team. Not every team's as complete as the next one, but these are guys that earn their way to the NFL. Like look at last season. Then the Giants beat the Eagles at the end of the year, and then the Eagles
Yeah.
went on to win the Super
Well,
Bowl.
not 100%, but like, if you're playing the Bengals and you're halfway decent, you're probably putting up 40.
Yeah,
I feel like the Raiders are going to be due for one of those surprise wins. Like they'll randomly beat Kansas City or something or Denver.
and that will get
I don't know.
everyone back on Pete Carroll when they get that win.
Yeah, I
That will
guess.
give them a lifeline.
I won't be because I'm smart, Steve. I think long term, large sample sizes. That's why I'm only 35% in on Daniel Jones.
Well, that's why you don't want Belichick as your head coach in the NFL because he's freaking 74, 75 years old. Like, don't you want that
Yeah.
coach like Kevin O'Connell? Who's from the Rams? What's his name?
McVay?
Bay. Like all those young guys that can stay with you for a while and give you you know, longevity and success. I mean, but like with the Giants game, like I didn't walk away embarrassed about the fact that they lost to the Saints. I walked away a little upset about the
No.
fumbles and that they handed them the game and it was a winnable game. But then like once everything cooled off for me, like they're rookies. They're gonna make mistakes. It's how they respond. Like if this continues from Jackson Dart this week where he plays lights out against the Eagles, then all is forgotten from last week. He's growing from it. He
Yeah.
watched the tape. They worked with him during the week, and hopefully it does continue. But the fumble sucked. Like Scadaboo, somebody was like, "Oh, Scadaboo's a dog," and he is. Like that block he had, I forget who it was against, where he pancaked them. That was awesome to see. But that fumble can't happen inside the red zone. Like you need to capitalize and get points in such a close game.
He went to Modell's and he got some new gloves. He's all set. He's good.
Is that an actual thing, or are we? No, Modell's isn't even a thing anymore. It's Dick's now, Joe. Come on,
Got to go to Moe's.
it's over.
Got to go to Moe's. Yeah. What?
Shut down. I think
Circuit City.
Target. He went to
The
Target.
Wiz. Bradley's.
He ordered on Amazon, Joe. New gloves.
You didn't. Yeah, there's a clip on the sideline. He was screaming at somebody, "I need new gloves!" right after he fumbled. So I hope he got that sorted out with the equipment manager.
Do you know who Jeremiah Smith is from Ohio State, the receiver? That's like the next big thing.
I know Ryan Williams.
Nah. Well, yeah, Alabama. He's great too. So Jeremiah Smith was the best freshman in the nation last season, and everybody was like, oh, he's gonna be lights out again this year. The first week against Texas, he had 2 drops in the first half, and he switched his gloves, and then he had like an awesome second half. So a lot of these guys get in their own head, like
You think it's placebo? Like they're just the change. The change is more important than the actual equipment.
it's not the gloves.
Yeah.
These gloves are so advanced now. Like we could catch some of these rocket passes at this point. It's like the little Giants where they put that stuff on that kid's hands.
The sticker.
I don't even know what it was.
I know the replacements where they did it.
Yeah, that too. I mean, like they make it so. And I'm not belittling any of these receivers because they're so athletic and we're out of shape, 30-something-year-olds, recording a podcast right now. But I mean,
we're in good shape for 30. We're fine. What's your cholesterol? You want to make that a new segment?
I haven't even looked at that in a while.
I don't even know what that is, honestly.
It does pop if you give blood, you get your cholesterol apparently. So when's the last time you did a blood test?
I eat Cheerios. That's good for cholesterol, right?
It is. Do you do the honey nut or regular ones? You put something in that though, right? That's just too plain for me.
No. And then I followed up with Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran's actually terrible for you.
Is it? I never looked at the
It's
ingredients.
sugarier than it has more sugar than Lucky Charms, I think.
Jeez.
Because it's raisins and then it's covered in powdered sugar. Or not powdered sugar, glazed sugar, whatever.
Dude, I wouldn't even eat that.
Cereal corner.
It's supposed to be like a healthier option, and you're eating raisins instead.
I know. There's no point. There's
No.
literally nothing positive about Raisin Bran.
You might have the most bland diet,
I go to Aldi and get their Lucky Charms brand.
Aldi. Jeez.
I'd
Dude,
rather eat Raisin Bran than anything from Aldi.
your diet is literally plain Cheerios in the morning and a pound of chicken at night.
And arugula.
And do you put dressing
Just a
on it?
pile of arugula.
Dressing, right?
No.
Oh my god.
I'm like I'm a herbivore. I just eat the lettuce.
That's the most plain and boring diet I've ever heard, but I guess it's healthy. By the
Yeah.
way, the Eagles just scored. It's 13-10 now as we're recording, which stinks.
Are you more confused by the Giants' performance or Aaron Judge's? Because for a guy who hit 600 something in the playoffs, people still don't seem to be giving him a pass.
No, he was good this year. He batted like 600 in the playoffs or 500.
I know. I feel like some people are saying it's like smoke and mirrors because everyone wants. They'd rather you hit 280 but you hit like 5 homers, which I guess is like sort of like the new NBA 3 like kind of way of thinking. But I don't know.
I don't know like what his approach was that was different throughout the playoffs, but that at bat where he hit that home run off the foul pole, like something clicked in his head because you saw after that strike 2 pitch, he like gave a little smirk and you could tell he was going to do something special right there.
He looked at the camera like 3 times after.
Yeah.
I'm like, calm down, Aaron Judge. It's the second round, buddy. You're a Yankee.
It was a big moment.
Playoffs don't even start till October 20th if you're a Yankee.
I can't even get into how hard of a home run that was though. It was like it like broke right by his like inside by his belt. And in order to turn on that and then also have power, like
I saw the view from behind home plate. I mean, you really saw 180 miles per hour or whatever the exit velocity was.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
He got all of that somehow. He shortened his swing. And my buddy was telling me, I forget how many times it's actually he may have texted to me, but apparently a pitch at the belt like that inside, no one else has homered on that pitch this entire season. Let me see if I can find that text because it was an interesting fact.
That's crazy because there's a lot of fucking pitches in the season.
Let's see what he said.
I look like I'm wearing lipstick with this new camera.
Maybe you are. Did it come with a set of lipstick?
Generic chapstick. I don't know what it is.
But I mean, I was banking so hard for a Blue Jays Mariners ALCS. We might still get it, but the Mariners are about to face Scooble.
You don't think playoffs are more interesting when the Yankees are involved, as long as they don't win everything?
I think we got what we wanted out of the Yankees this playoffs. Like people like the Yankees involved because of their history and they're easy to cheer against. It's the same thing as I bring this up all the time, but the Cowboys. If the Cowboys get into the playoffs, people like it because they're gonna root against them. And then when who dropped that big pass that one season, that controversial pass from
Des Bryant?
Yeah, when Des Bryant drops a pass like that, you root for it.
That was 11 years ago.
It's the same thing with like Bellinger swinging, giving like a half-ass swing on strike 3 last night. Like people got happy about it, and then Vlad Guerrero gets to go into the locker room and say the Yankees lose with David Ortiz and
Derek Jeter was not enjoying himself.
He was salty. I think at one point he was like
he laughed like the first 3 times, but they just kept doing it.
Yeah, he said something in the background. What did he say? Like, you say you don't care or something? I forget what he said.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was something like that. But we have the makings of, like, a lot of teams fell behind 2-0. So the Yankees did, the Phillies did, and the Cubs did. So you got to think out of those 3, at least one of them is going to at least make things interesting, come back in the series. Hey, the Phillies have the chance tonight. I mean, they're 1-1 in the bottom of the 9th with the Dodgers. Like, they win this game, anything can happen after this. So, and they have home field advantage because I think the Dodgers played in the wild card round. So the Eagles will get a home game next, which is huge. Not the Eagles. The
in
Phillies.
like 2 weeks.
No, the Phillies, I mean.
I thought that meant the Eagles.
No, not the Eagles. I didn't mean to say that. That's terrible. But yeah, I want Mariners.
I'd be shocked if the Dodgers didn't win that series. And I know very little about anything baseball related.
They are by far the favorites. It's like not even close. I mean,
are they the most overwhelming favorites since the Yankees in the late 90s? Maybe the Giants when they were on their little run?
I would say maybe. I was going to say the Astros, but the Yankees always gave them a good run. So maybe not them.
Or the year the Red Sox won like 110 games or whatever that was, 108. I don't know.
I'm trying to think because there's also been a lot of like I don't know big runs like those Cardinals teams. You never saw them coming. You never saw a World Series out of them, and then they would win the World Series every single time they were in the playoffs. It felt like, and
Mm.
then Giants too, like you said. Um, I mean, the Astros were pretty dominant for a while, but if you during that run, if you said somebody else won, like you wouldn't be surprised by it either. I mean, the Rangers was a surprise World Series in my opinion.
Nationals, Braves.
Yeah, I mean, Nationals were a surprise. Braves always have a solid roster, but they just could never get it done. So the fact that they got over the hump and won a World Series, that
The
was pretty
first Dodgers one, they waited until they weren't favorites, and then they won it.
well, it was the COVID year. And then a lot of people tried to, I guess, say it wasn't legitimate. And then they won last year. And now they're on track to win this year until someone knocks them off. I think the Blue Jays have the best chance to do it, honestly. I don't
You think
really
so?
give like the Cubs or Brewers a chance in the next series. If the Mariners get to the World Series somehow, like or the Tigers, I can't really
That
see.
might be my favorite atmosphere, just watching parts of the game, just the Mariners crowd.
Yeah, they're fun.
They haven't made a CS since '01 ever? I don't know.
I don't even think they made the ALCS that year. That was the year they won the most games ever.
I think they beat the Indians in the DS, and then they lost to the Yankees.
Maybe it was that was the case.
I couldn't tell you 5 players between the 2 teams, but I know what happened. I can name you most of the Yankees, but
They had to have in the 90s with Griffey and Randy Johnson.
yeah.
They didn't make the World Series, but they had to have made the ALCS. I think they did. Did you see the fan who had the shirt for Cal Raleigh? Like number I forget what it said, but it was something about the 61st home run.
Oh, and they had the other shirt underneath it?
Yeah, and then he took it
Yeah.
off because it like landed right near him, and that one was 62, and it even looked like he maybe had 63 on underneath there if you look at it again. So those are the fun stories for baseball, and that's why like playoffs are still very much alive because I don't know, people just get so into it, playoff baseball, and if you really like keep a close tab on like
This is why I think the NBA and NHL season starts way too early. It just feels I'm not ready.
no,
I'm not ready to watch basketball until Christmas.
yeah, it felt weird having a Rangers game on the other night, even though John and I are going Sunday night.
And that's regular season already.
Yeah. And then they were just talking about I think October 22nd or something like that is like opening night for basketball, so it's coming up quick. Did you see inside the NBA? There people are already trying to I guess they're already giving it a hard time about being on ESPN because you saw the whole story about how they switched from TNT last season. So ESPN announces just now that there will be 20 days when Ernie, Shaq, Barkley, and Kenny will host Inside the NBA pregame, halftime, and postgame on ABC ESPN. Games during the regular season, not including the playoffs and finals. 2 of the 20 are opening week. They'll even delay local news on ABC affiliates after a few games to accommodate them. So people are already like kind of giving ESPN a hard time over this.
That's what's wrong with that though. That's exactly what TNT did.
Well, I
They,
don't.
they didn't start the Insider or whatever the fuck show was on or NYPD Blue until that shit was over.
I think that what they're saying is like TNT used these guys a lot more during the regular season, and people are not
Yeah, but
happy.
TNT's sports branch is just not as big.
I think a lot of people are also
Because ESPN, they still have to fold in all their employees for the current NBA. Like they can't
Yeah.
just have these guys take over all the processions. Look, I'm fascinated to see what Michael Jordan does on TV. He might just pull a Belichick and opt out after 6 weeks because he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. I think a lot of people.
Can you see Michael Jordan sticking with this for like 3 or 4 years?
Is he going to be on Inside the NBA?
No, NBC.
Oh, he's on NBC. Who else is
Yeah.
with them? Even I didn't even.
They brought in Reggie Miller.
Okay, annoying Reggie Miller.
Yeah, I forget. Bunch of former guys.
I think he will stay.
I don't mind Reggie, but he's not really a studio analyst. He's a color guy.
But you can't even have him in the playoffs as a color guy because if the Knicks are there, like it's a terrible
Steve,
watch.
get over it, man.
It's a terrible watch. How much
It's good. I think it's good for the league.
I don't know. Why is that?
But if Spike Lee can have a laugh about it, we should.
Yeah, but why should somebody who covers a game be able to go to Instagram afterwards and say something about Josh Hart and the Knicks? Like he should get over himself too. You're telling me to get over myself as a Knicks fan? Like
What did he say again? I forgot.
2 years ago when the Knicks had that lead, I think they were up like 2 games to 1 or something, or 2 games to nothing. I forget. You probably know better than I do. Josh Hart at home went up to Reggie Miller and said something to him. I don't remember the exact quote, and Reggie Miller was pissed about it. And then when the Knicks got knocked out at the end of the playoffs, Reggie Miller went to Instagram and made a post about it. So like that stuff, like leave your past rival with the Knicks behind you. Like you still have
No.
to be an unbiased person during these broadcasts. Like that during that NFL games, like you don't see Greg Olson. I mean, he played for the Panthers, so I can't really make that comparison. But like even
Yeah.
like the best of the best, like they're not going up there and saying like, "Hey, this team, like I'm rooting for them," blah blah blah. Like
Mm.
Jason Kelsey with the Eagles, like he's not saying shit about the Giants today. He was actually saying Cam Scadaboo's like looks like a great running back, right? He had high praise about him. So
Yeah, but the Giants were never a threat to any of
early
Jason
in his
Kelsey's
career,
teams.
or
What?
when he first got to the NFL, they were.
Well, when was he drafted?
Uh, that's a good question, but
I thought it was after their last Super Bowl. Well, whatever.
I think he's talked about it before. Like there was like 1 or 2 seasons where the Giants were actually pretty good when he got to the league.
But like, what player is known for their rivalry with one team more than Reggie Miller? Like that's almost more than any other historical guy, like a part of his brand.
I don't think he should call the games in the playoffs. There's
I guess Larry and Magic, but
it doesn't have like there's multiple platforms that broadcast the playoffs. It doesn't have to be Reggie Miller on the call. Is all I'm saying. Like
okay.
he was clearly cheering for them even in the conference finals last year. Like it's clear that
Yeah.
there's a fan calling the game, and this is not a hometown network. This is not a local network. It's a nationwide network. So why should
Right.
I hear Reggie Miller be biased during my entire game call?
Maybe he's there to balance out Stephen A. Smith and Mike Breen for ESPN, like the two most prominent Knicks guys
Yeah,
who
but
are also national.
Stephen A's not on the entire broadcast. What is he, like a sideline reporter or something during the games?
Yeah, or halftime. Mike Breen does. He can't help himself to. Mike Breen can't help himself to get a little more excited, but he does keep it close to the vest.
Yeah, like he obviously cheers for the Knicks. He wants what's best for the Knicks. He grew up, I think, a Knicks fan, but he does a really good job at calling a fair game. And I don't know if you can't say that about Reggie Miller. I can't even say I don't know if you can say that about Reggie Miller. You just can't say it about him.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't know this conversation would lead here. I didn't know. I think you might have brought this up the last couple playoffs, but I forget how much you disapprove of his existence as a media personality.
I'm gonna see if I can find that post. But in the meantime, when did ESPN become such a laughing stock, though? People,
Steve, you're 15 years late to the party, man.
but like it's every move that happens. Like even like when Pat McAfee went to ESPN, people were like, "Oh my God, he's selling out" and stuff like that. And McAfee had to sit there and be like, "No, no, no! Like it's gonna be on our terms." Like he had to reassure people.
That, to be fair, that's probably the most progressive thing ESPN's done is letting Pat
Yeah,
McAfee
yeah.
like bring in Shane Gillis on like a live broadcast, make fun of Nick Saban. Like ESPN would have never done that 10 years ago.
No, that that is ESPN trying to get better, I think. But
Yeah.
they can't get out of their own way. But like people like don't give any of these shows a chance when it happens. Like even with like Shaq, Barkley, Kenny, and who's the fourth one?
Ernie?
Ernie. With the four of them going to ESPN, like that's the dream team right there. And a lot of people are like worried that they're gonna get like watered down once they go to ESPN.
Yeah.
I guess ESPN has a history of like if you go too political or your opinions get too strong, then they get rid of you or they quiet you down or something.
Well, you know what it is in terms of cutting them off? I think that's probably why they did the ABC stuff.
Right.
It's because SportsCenter is still their flagship and they want to start that shit like right on time. And that's always after the night NBA game. So that would create like a massive amount of tension if they were just on like the cable version of ESPN doing like a Wednesday night doubleheader or something
Yeah.
rather than the Sunday marquee. Because the Sunday ABC stuff, I believe, doesn't start till like February
Sure.
until after football's over.
Wait, Joe. I found his post.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
When it,
Yeah, that was in jest.
I guess MSG was chanting "fuck you, Reggie," and
Yeah,
he went over and he said, "I think they're saying fuck you." And then Reggie, after the series, Reggie went to his Instagram and he said, "When the series changed," in all capitals. And then he said, "Jalen Brunson, you're a true baller. Been the best player in these playoffs, but you and your boys can all heal up together on some beautiful beaches in Cancun. Please enjoy." Like, that's what you want out of your broadcaster? Come on now.
That's the most on brand. It'd be disingenuous if they didn't let Reggie say that.
Of course, you're going to let him say it. You're not going to
Yeah.
restrict him from saying these things or quiet him down. But come on now, like you don't want to hear that on your broadcast, and you don't want to hear that from the person who's calling your games.
Okay, fair. I don't know.
Like imagine Tom.
I think there's exceptions. Like, is it different with a color guy versus a play-by-play?
You can't be biased as a play-by-play. That's for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. Like, are the rules a little more laxed?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of people who probably like this because it amplifies the NBA a little bit. It puts eyes on the NBA.
But like, he's so identified as like a Knicks heel. Like Richard Jefferson is a great color commentator.
Yeah.
But like his best years were on the Nets, and I don't think they had like a rival anywhere near like the Knicks and the Pacers, right?
Sure.
Was it like I don't even know, the Celtics, early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. And I guess like he wasn't that status of player where like the games were decided or lost with him.
As long as it doesn't bleed into, like, from my color guy, I want him to be able to break down plays. And as long as it's not him being disinterested in the Knicks, and I don't think he really does that. I think he's still, if Brunson makes a nice play, he's still going to break it down to the best of his knowledge. And as long as he does that, that's fine, I guess. But still, like, I don't need that from someone who just called an entire series. And like, that's soft stuff, because even Josh Hart came out afterwards and he was like, "I was joking around. Like, I thought we were like cool like that, So, and that's Josh Hart in a nutshell. Like, he's not serious half the time. So, it's just, come on, it's your playing days, man.
I know.
Like, Patrick Ewing is long gone.
The opposite of disinterested is you watch the Panthers Dolphins game, the guy who's orgasming in the booth?
No. No, I did not hear that. I would love to hear that.
He's pretty much, he was Gus Johnson levels of excited for a Panthers Dolphins game. But he's actually he's best known as the Charlotte Hornets local announcer.
Okay. Do we know who it is?
Eric Collins.
I did hear that.
He's a legend on the NBA Reddit sphere. So
yeah,
people who watch NBA like League Pass or whatever already know who he is.
Panthers played Cardinals this week, right?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't assigned there because it was a national game, but he just happened to be like a Charlotte guy.
That was one of the worst losses of the weekend for the Cardinals too. Did you see
that? Was the worst loss I've seen. I couldn't really name one off the top of my head. Remember when the Cardinals lost to the Bears? We are who they thought they were. Like, it was that kind of.
Yeah, that bad. Did you see Gannon punch his player?
I had DeMarcado into my other fantasy team.
That's not who dropped the ball, right?
That's who dropped the ball.
Did you see the head coach punch him after?
I didn't see the punch. I saw like a lineman consoling him while the head coach just like ripped into his ass. So
that's when he did it, though. Like, watch the replay of that. He's talking to him, and then he goes like this across his shoulder pad, and then when he's walking away, he gives another one of these, and he got fined $100,000. But a lot of people were like, back in the day, like
that's pussy shit.
Yeah,
if you just hit him in the pad, that's pussy shit.
Yeah, it's not like he rocked him in the face or something. These are grown men.
Didn't Aaron Rodgers do that to Tomlin?
No,
Aaron Rodgers to Salah last year.
What did he do to him? I don't remember that.
I remember there was that whole thing in like slow motion. I think might have been during the New England game, or didn't Rodgers push him or something?
I don't think he pushed him. I think he just kind of waved him off. Like, I think
he did a spinning kick right into his lower jaw.
Probably like Karate Kid, Daniel.
Well, Robert Salah wouldn't have felt it. That guy's made of fucking granite.
No. Well, Salah almost got into it with Liam Cohen.
Yeah. Maybe Liam Cohen's like a black belt, but that doesn't seem like a even fight.
No. And Salah pretty much said, I'll ruin your life. Don't start with me. You don't know who you're messing with, pretty much.
Yeah, he was a strength coach at first, right?
He looks like he
that
would be.
NFL strength coaches are not high on the list of people that you want.
He looks like if you punched him in the face, he wouldn't even budge. Like that. That's how he's built. He's built like a rock. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't want to mess with him.
You'd cut up your knuckles hitting him in the face.
Yeah. It would be wrong of us though if we didn't talk about Drake May. We have to, right?
I guess. Or have we been high on him? I lost track of the discourse.
Like we should start being high on him because that was a nice win against the Bills, and I know the Bills defense have injuries and stuff, and it's not to start with. It's
I
not.
really look like I'm wearing lipstick. I don't like this camera.
Are you drinking something like red?
No.
I don't know what it could be.
Don't my lips look like purple?
No, not really.
No. Yeah, I
At
don't
least
know.
at least they're not turning blue.
I think this new HD camera, I'm starting to see all the zits I have as
Joe,
a 34-year-old man.
Hertz just got a rushing touchdown. There you go. Fantasy points.
Good draft pick this year. That's what I want.
Well, let me ask you something. Would you
What
rather
a gauntlet of a fucking first half of I've been saying that all year. We got fucked by the schedule makers.
Joe, would you rather Hertz go off tonight or the Giants win?
Considering I'm 1-4 and I'm probably the Eagles are the only team I hate. I think I'd rather we just beat the Eagles.
Wait, actually, you're gonna beat me because Hertz is going off like this.
No, something's gonna happen,
Dude, first half he's already at 16 points. Come on.
Steve. It's a long week to go.
Eagles are 100% scoring.
I actually decided to make a roster move, and I picked up Tajay Spears, and he immediately went back on the injury report.
Oh my
So
God. Eagles are definitely scoring over 30 points this week.
Yeah, if they had held on against Denver, I actually would have thought maybe we had a chance. The Eagles on a short week with their up and down fucking offense, we could have beaten them in like a 2017 shit fest, but not this week. We need to get in the 30s to beat them because they're ready.
And also Barkley's banged up this week. They said he was
they got AJ Dillon. They're fine.
Yeah, they hardly use him. He has one carry this week for 2 yards. They don't.
I think it's the new Larry Johnson.
I interviewed Larry Johnson once. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh yeah, you said for like a college something.
I was in the early stages of writing a Penn State book, and I reached out to him via Twitter message at the time, and he came on, and it was a nice 20-minute interview, and I think I still have the clip.
You should post that.
I should, but it has nothing to do with anything we ever talk about.
Where did he go to school?
He went to Penn State.
Were you writing a book about Penn State?
Yeah, so I don't know if I should throw my ideas out there just in case I ever want to write it, because there's still to this day not a book about it that I know of. But when the whole Joe Paterno Sandusky thing unfolded, Penn State essentially like went on a bowl ban, probation, everything in between, and I keep saying that, everything in between. But it was just like,
did you ask him if he knew?
No. So the premise
I know.
The premises of my book was this was supposed to be a very dark time for Penn State, and it was because some sick shit was happening in their locker room for a long time. But it was supposed to be like a time where they weren't going to be able to recruit well. Every player that was on their team, and they were probably at the time a top 25 team, was going to leave. They were always handing off NFL talent, and it was just all going to fall to shit. And then Bill O'Brien. Do you remember Bill O'Brien, the head coach of the Texans?
Yeah, Butchin.
Yeah, right before he became the head coach of the Texans, he was the head coach of Penn State after Paterno, and he was able to keep a few of the guys, even though they weren't able to play in like major bowl games or any bowl games for that matter. And Penn State, their first season on this probation, went like 8-4, I think. They had like a really strong season. And with the roster that he had, it was like such a huge accomplishment. And then like a few years later, they were a top 25 team again. And then James Franklin came, and
I think Bill O'Brien's been underrated as a coach.
Yeah,
he's had like a minimal amount of, like he's like a high floor. Like even the Texans didn't have a quarterback. He'd always get him. I mean, they had JJ Watt, but
he was one of Belichick's most beloved coordinators.
I was about to say that. Yep. Yeah.
He's a great coordinator. That's what it is. I don't know if he's meant to be a head coach.
Well, I'm saying like he didn't fall on his ass. Like he didn't fall on his face as a coach.
Yeah. I didn't know he was with Boston College now as a head coach. That's interesting.
I didn't know either.
But like, honestly,
didn't Ohio State go undefeated after getting a bowl ban?
Yeah.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but I remember, I think that was Urban Meyer's first year back or something.
I think you might be right. That sounds about right.
I mean, say what you want about it. That's fucking impressive.
It is impressive. Both things that happened. The fact that Bill O'Brien
was just that carrot at the end of the season. It's just, you don't have it.
And like at the time, it wasn't even like NIL where like the next program could offer your quarterback $2 million and he could shift over. It was like, all right, you're just getting a scholarship at the time. So like the fact that Urban Meyer was able to come in, and I hate talking nice about Urban Meyer because he bothers me, but the fact that he was able to come in and keep all these players, and like there was a lot of upset players that were like, I want to play in a bowl game. That's the whole reason you go to college football, is to develop for the NFL first off, but also to play. You want to win. You want to go to a bowl game, and to tell these kids that like for this next season, you're not going to be able to compete in like the biggest stage. Like the fact that he kept the whole locker room like that, that's super impressive. And then,
Or maybe the pressure of not blowing a chance for a title was
yeah,
easier. Maybe they
yeah,
would have gone 10-2 otherwise. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a lot of ways you can spin it, but
Yeah.
it's the reason that Ohio State is what they are now. Like if Ohio
Mhm.
State comes out and they finish, 4-8 that year, 3-9, then I don't think they recruit as well the next season and the season after that. And maybe Ohio State's Michigan State now, like having
Mhm.
trouble, keeping players, not making major bowl games, stuff like that. Like who knows? But instead, Urban Meyer stayed there for several years, put them in a really good spot, and then one of his coaches on his staff took over after, Ryan Day, and
And
Ohio
then
State.
he butt blasted that girl.
Well, she sat on his lap. Come on,
Oh no, she was into it, but
yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah. It was a mutual
It was
bar,
Buzz Lightyear.
and somehow he's still married. After there's video,
Uh, he's rich and famous, or
yeah.
maybe he's got open relationship. Who are we to judge?
Most people don't go public about their open relationships.
He didn't go public. The public went to him, and he also did it in a crowded bar. So
And that wasn't like a phone video, right? That was like the bars video, right?
I'm pretty s- I'm pretty sure it was a phone video. It was ground level. I'm pretty sure it was
No,
a
it was
phone
a
video.
picture actually. It wasn't a video, right?
No, it was a video. Steve, it was a video.
Joe's watched plenty of that video. Has there ever been a worse NFL coaching stint? Actually, yes, the Raiders. Who's the Patriots offensive coordinator?
Josh McDaniel?
Yeah.
Is
When
he
Jo-
still their coordinator?
yeah, he went back to the Patriots, I think.
He's gonna die in that fucking stadium.
He should have.
He's been there. I feel like he's been there my entire life, and he's only like 42.
Well, he went back because Vrabel took over. Yeah, he's
That's
the
another
offensive.
guy. He had a cup. He had that one season of the Broncos. He started like 6-0, but other than that, I don't think he did much as a head coach.
Who are we talking about?
Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know. All those Patriots, they those coordinators just love it there. Like even Bill O'Brien went back for the end of Belichick's era. They never leave. But I guess
Bill Parcells though, he had Coughlin and Belichick, same staff.
yeah.
I'm
That
sure
that
there's
was
a
a
couple
great.
other guys I'm missing.
What was the I'm gonna say it this nickname, but what was the Redskins staff with like McVay and all of them? Like Shanahan was on it, McVay,
Oh, dude, I forget. I
a
don't know.
bunch of them.
If it's after 1984, I probably don't know it.
Come on, you're like our historian. You should know this stuff. Look it
It's
up.
too recent.
You'll see all the big names. It's like everybody was on that staff. It was crazy, and they didn't win anything. But let's talk Drake May. Did you look at anything from that game? Did you watch it at all?
Oh, I watched most of it.
What did you like it? Like a lot of people are praising.
I'm shocked Stephon Diggs looked like 2020 Buffalo Stephon Diggs for at least one night.
He was motivated. He's playing his old team. Of course he
Yeah, I
did.
know. He had the old Baker Mayfield stiff arm a guy twice your size,
Yeah.
somehow get the ball out. Everyone's focusing on that. That throw to Booty right
Yes.
after, fucking beautiful.
That was the one where he was on the run and he kind of led him, right?
That was the one that set them up for the game winning. Like there was like a 6-yard vertical window there along the sideline. He could have dropped that in.
Yeah.
It was very nice. He's looked like that ever since the end of last year. They just haven't had a good team, and they should honestly be 4-1. That Steelers game isn't Cardinals level bad, but it's just one of those games where they just kept moving the ball at will and turning it over, kind of like the Giants against the Saints.
I mean, Steelers, they could still sneak into the playoffs somehow. Like they're not a bad team. So like I'm not holding that.
Who else in that division is going to take it?
Who this the Steelers division we're talking about?
Yeah, there's nobody left.
No, yes, the Raven. I mean, I could still see the Ravens coming back when
I mean,
Lamar.
if they're giving up 35 a game, yeah, I'm not going to doubt Lamar Jackson. Regular season Lamar Jackson, I will never doubt.
I
He can
don't
turn it
know
around.
that defensive coordinator. He's on the hot seat right now, so he's going to do everything in his power to fix that thing.
This
And
is why I'm a casual though, because I couldn't even tell you like what roster changes have happened over the last couple of years to make that different. When they had, it was just 2 years ago, they had home field advantage and like an up and coming top 5 defense. They were great last year. Kind of the opposite would have happened with the Vikings. They went from complete dog shit to having, top 10 defense.
I don't think that the roster is too different. I just think some things didn't land their way the first few weeks, and it kind of knocked them off.
They've also had a gauntlet. I mean, they had the Chiefs when they were angry. They had the Lions. They had the Bills.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like that Bills game, like they were up by like what 20 points or something, and they let them come back,
Yeah.
and that was solely. It was a fumble from Henry, but it was also mostly on the defense, letting them get back into that game. Allen ripped them apart. So like that's hard to bounce back from. And then your star quarterback gets injured. Last week they didn't even play with Lamar Jackson. He was out the entire game. So like you're already unmotivated going into that game because you're not.
I thought Cooper Rush was like a top 10 backup. Same with the Bengals guy.
You feel comfortable with Cooper Rush? Like, do you feel like
No, backups can just fall off a cliff. Like I remember when I thought Nick Mullins was like a top 10 backup quarterback, and he just fucking. I think he'd start a few games for the Vikings, and it was pretty clear, like, oh no, that Niners run he had was kind of a mirage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you mark a good backup though?
If he was previously a successful starter and he's not too old, but he just wants to be a different part of his career, that's like best case scenario. Like remember Kyle Orton was sort of the guy everybody wanted to be their backup
Yeah.
for a while, or like when the Giants had David Carr. Like I always felt good if not that Eli ever left the game, but if he did, I was just like, we have a good enough team. David Carr can sort of take over and like steer the ship.
I think like a good backup if you put
Or a guy that's just so wild and unpredictable, it's either gonna go really good or really bad. Like or like Marcus Mariota. That's another guy who's had success as a starter, and now he's just sort of settled in. Colt McCoy, not as much success as a starter, but he was like,
he can hold down the fort though. You had to put him in the right position, McCoy, more so than Mariota. Like Mariota could still put up 40 points with that Commanders offense, and I think if you started Mariota the entire season with the Commanders, he'd probably go at least 500, if not more. So, like, I feel like
then there's like Winston, Browning, and Joe Flacco are just guys that will try to move the ball, and either it's going to look really good a couple weeks, or you're going to have 4 turnovers and get your shit pushed in.
I think that's what you try to do. You try to find the vet who was a big deal coming into the league, kind of like a Sam Darnold type
Josh
thing.
McCown.
Yeah, Josh McCown. And you kind of hold them as your backup, and then if they have to join the game, like they're playing to get back to the status of a starter. So to me, like
podcast favorite Skylar Thompson, shout out.
Did you see what happened to him when he was in Ireland?
No.
He got jumped.
Did Mark Sanchez attack him?
He got jumped and robbed. It was something similar.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Oh, we got to talk about Mark Sanchez. We didn't even talk about that.
I mean, what's there to add? We don't. Yeah. I will say, like that's the last thing I could ever expect from him. He doesn't seem like he would just attack an old trucker.
Yeah, he seems like California calm.
I know. We have to be missing something. Like unless he's just like a fucking maniac, like behind closed doors. He's deciding he wanted to jump an old trucker for no reason. I don't know.
It had to be more than drinking. It had to be.
Like bath salts? Mark Sanchez is doing bath salts?
He's doing something. I don't know what. Because, like, for him to get pepper sprayed and to continue to attack the guy to the point where the guy feared for his life and felt like he had to stab him, like, that's
impressive. If you can work your way through pepper spray, he should be back in the NFL.
Yeah,
that's very tough to do.
Yeah, that is crazy
that is designed to stop you from continuing doing that.
But did you see the pictures of the guy, the truck driver?
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Like, how does he even get to that point? Like, his cheek looked like he got stabbed across his cheek. Like, did Sanchez get his knife at some point?
Maybe he has sharp nails.
That's really bad. Like, Sanchez is going to get sued for a lot of money, and he's going to jail. Like, it doesn't even matter that he's a football player. Like, he is going to jail over this. And there was just a report that came out like the past day or two. A bartender said that Sanchez like ran up to his bar and was like slamming on his window for help, and he brought him in, and he's like, yeah, he was bleeding at his chest and his abs, and he said his like crotch was bleeding or something. So the guy went for like
I'd love to be at a fly in the wall to see what actually caused because it's not even like he's a former player who blew through all his money and he's just like down his luck. Maybe he's hit the like he's on TV every week.
Yeah.
And not only is he on TV, he's in the fucking booth. Like he's got like one of the most coveted spots you would want from a former player.
What was bigger, the butt fumble or this?
A butt fumble.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
No, I
terrible
don't
what happened. The
I
butt
don't know.
fumble was
Are you
on the like not top 10 for like they
Yeah.
tried doing a not top 10. I don't know if you remember that Sports Center.
Mhm.
But because people kept voting the butt fumble, and I think it won like 58 weeks in a row, they stopped doing it. The power of the butt fumble is undeniable. But
Yeah. You're never gonna be able to like, you'll mention Mark Sanchez and
yeah,
me
I guess beating a guy within half an inch of his life in the big picture is worse.
it was a
But it's just one of the
69
strangest stories I've ever heard.
it was a 69, 70-year-old man.
I know.
I don't and apparently, like, this like, it doesn't sound like in Indianapolis PD has the video footage, so they obviously see that there's something that happened where Mark Sanchez was the aggressive one, but it doesn't seem like this guy was looking for trouble, you know? Like, it sounds like Mark Sanchez went up to him and said, "Hey, why are you parking in that spot?" And then he, like, body
Yeah.
slammed him, you know? Like, I'm sure the truck driver said, "Who the hell are you to, like, tell me I can't park here?" Like, but, like, it didn't nothing that he could
He
have
said, "I'm two-time AFC finalist Mark Sanchez. You watch your fucking mouth."
it's all that Rex Ryan coaching.
They haven't released the video of it, right?
No,
Obviously,
not the
because
video.
that's
But there's a
undergoing.
video of him, like, stumbling around town after he got stabbed, and you can see, like, he's holding his, like, stomach area. So
That's got to be. I guess getting shot's probably scarier.
well, back to the bar guy, Mark Sanchez told him that he got shot. He didn't even tell him he got stabbed. But, like, the bartender might be, like, some sort of hope for Sanchez because he's like, "I didn't smell any alcohol on him." But maybe that proves my theory right, that maybe it was more than alcohol.
Yeah, but like, does he have a history of this?
No.
Right?
Not at all. Like, what is his history? I don't even think he, like, partied like that when he was in the NFL, right? Like, you
That's like Greg Olson beat up a homeless guy with a bat or something. It's
didn't
just some guy you see every week on TV with no record, just out of nowhere.
The part that, like, got me was, like, the first few hours, people were like, "Oh, no, Mark Sanchez got stabbed and he's in the hospital," and everyone was, like, feeling so bad, and then the Indianapolis Police Department was like, "Not so fast, my friend." Came out with this
Yeah.
report that they were arresting him for 3 misdemeanors. It was, like, such a crazy spin of events that this happened. I don't know, like, what story tops this over the past few years? Mark Sanchez when
I'd have to see how it develops. I really don't know.
but, like, this is, like, one of the more surprising stories you've seen in a while, right? It's on the spot. We probably have to look into it a little more. I'm sure there were other crazy things that happened over the years. It's human.
Antonio Brown fleeing to Puerto Rico or whatever because he's
Yeah,
wanted
but
for murder on top of the
come
last 5 years.
on.
That's
His
what
track record,
I'm just saying. Antonio Brown, in total, is batshit.
yeah. I mean, like, this
Post Vontez Perfect, Antonio Brown as a whole.
am I wrong in saying that this is up there with, like, the shock of Aaron Hernandez was a murderer? Because you didn't see that coming either.
No, although people, I mean, I guess you really want to dig into Aaron Hernandez, you probably could find stuff about his gang shit early on,
Yeah.
but
Like, at Florida, they said it
there's
started
nothing about Mark Sanchez doing this shit.
there's definitely been stuff that's happened. I can't think
I
of
think we're dropping the ball on some obvious shit that we're just forgetting.
yeah.
Kawhi Leonard,
Joe, you're gonna laugh, but the Michigan cheating scandal.
Steve, stop. Oh, a college football team's caught doing no, come on. There's been 3 of those every year.
What else?
We're dropping the fucking ball.
Who got
Oscar Pistorius shooting killing that guy,
who,
his wife. What?
who got banned for life from the Raptors for gambling?
Who? I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the guy who bet the under on himself.
Yeah, that that had to be up there.
Shohei Ohtani.
That was definitely a big story. Yeah,
That guy.
who took the blame for him?
Yeah, I know.
Better watch what we say on this podcast. Otani might come for us. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of big stories.
This is one of those things where because we're not pre-recorded, we don't have it ready. But as soon as this podcast ends, I'm gonna think of like 7 things I should have said
Yeah,
that were
like,
probably this
I'm
level
trying
of
to think
weird.
when there was legal problems in the past.
I'm just saying when Antonio Brown showed up to Raiders camp in a Steelers helmet that he painted with the Raiders logo,
Right.
that sounded made up. Mark Sanchez getting stabbed because he attacked a 7-year-old trucker sounds made up.
It does. It's wild. I'm trying to think of, like, Was there any like hostage stories, like big like fight stories?
Hostage?
I don't know. Like what crazy has happened in the NFL?
Brittany Griner being held in a gulag.
Yeah, that in Russia. Yeah, that was
That's
pretty
one.
wild. That's what I'm talking about. That's a pretty much hostage story. Like
Yeah.
America had to negotiate to get her back.
Yeah, they had to trade the Lord of Nicolas Cage guy, Lord of War.
Imagine getting traded for Brittany Griner
Oh, I know. He definitely jokes about it.
in Russia. Like,
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
there's
I mean,
anything to
he's
joke about
he's
when
definitely he's definitely worth a lot more.
there's nothing to joke about when you're in Russia.
I don't know. You want to do picks?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, but Drake May.
I did want to like think of some stories that would rival that, and I know there's got to be like two or three obvious ones. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm typing in. What should I type in? Like crazy stories to happen to NFL players.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Ruggs from the Raiders. That car accident. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
Brett Favre.
Nah.
Steve
Well, no, actually, that's pretty surprising.
Steve McNair's murder. Let's see. Junior Seau taking his life. Rest in peace.
Oh, Rudy Gobert starting COVID.
Wait,
I will touch the microphone.
let's see. The Ray Lewis story.
I'd say when the NBA shut down for COVID, and that sort of cemented how real it was. That was pretty crazy.
What about the Robert Kraft massage parlor?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Big Ben's. I don't even want to say the R word allegations.
That's just an old rich guy trying to keep it under wraps.
Ray Rice, that video.
Fair.
Let's see. NFL's most embarrassing. This was from 2018. I mean, nothing will ever top the OJ Simpson story.
Remember when Jason Pierre-Paul blew his hand off?
Yes, that's up there too, probably.
But you know what I'm thinking of? Fucking Tiger Woods.
The drunk driving when he crashed.
Well, he wasn't. Well, just the fact that he had like all this baggage of his wife.
Yeah,
That came out of nowhere. I think we should go to picks because we can't think of shit right now.
I know we're missing something. It's gonna.
I think Tiger Woods is the one I was thinking of because that was, I know we were in high school, it was a long time ago, but that was like CNN level news for like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, biggest name, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in sports at the time. All right,
Well,
so
speaking
NFL,
of Penn State, I guess that was a pretty big deal, right?
that scandal. Well,
I remember we were at Quinnipiac when that broke out. For some reason, I remember that.
that's good memory. I didn't
It
know it was
was.
a wreck Winnie. All right, so I guess we got to do the Jets Broncos, right? Just because the Jets.
Do you want to know a story that was treated like a big deal but shouldn't have been? Deflategate.
Oh yeah, Tom Brady.
Because they won the game fucking 45-10 by running the ball.
That's
They
ridiculous.
barely passed it.
They just wanted to come after the Patriots at like
I know.
at all will.
But we're not. We're a Patriots neutral podcast. But yeah, Drake May. You see what happens when you get a decent O line and a couple of weapons for a guy.
I always cheered for Brady, by the way.
Well, yeah, obviously you would.
It's not even the Michigan thing. It's just he was such a competitor. He did it.
As you're wearing a Michigan shirt.
Yeah, sorry. I almost
Oh,
worded.
how do you just quick check in Wisconsin? How do you feel about that?
I'm
As
more
far as 14-point wins go, that was kind of just
yeah, it wasn't great. I'm worried about this weekend. USC.
Oh, I know.
That USC quarterback's really good. Their wide receivers probably going to be a top 10 pick.
I legitimately think they're a flawed team, but they're a big play offense. Like they can get chunks.
Who?
USC.
But Michigan's a big play offense. Have you seen Hayes, the running back?
Michigan's probably gonna be favorite. I'm just saying
They're
if you're
not.
worried.
USC's favorite at home by minus
Oh, are they?
5. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You literally just told me you're worried about it, and then I said something good about USC, and you're like, Michigan does that too.
You can't say anything good about USC when we're playing them this week.
All right. Matt Leinart was really good.
Make me feel better about Saturday.
Matt Leinart was USC. Mark Sanchez.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have some bad luck because of that.
Bad karma.
Hopefully. It's at home though for USC. That's what scares me. But yeah, Broncos Jets, let's do just
Giants scored, by the way.
Yeah, 20-17 now at halftime. Local
By the way, I took the over, so we're gonna add that to my record.
No, we're not.
I know, I'm kidding.
No shot.
By a Thursday night game between the Giants and the Eagles, I would never take the over. It just happened to hit today.
It's gonna hit.
And last week I took 4 overs and I went 3-1. That's probably a first for me, like ever. Overs never hit at that clip for me.
What was your final record? It was 4-2 last week.
4-2, yeah. I'm 15-13 overall.
Not bad. Over 500. It's better than last
If
week.
I didn't go 8-8, I mean, look where I might be. Or
You didn't go
0-8.
0-8.
If I didn't go 0-8.
That's probably my favorite thing that's happened on this podcast ever.
And you know what? We didn't even have an episode. You just randomly texted it, and I just threw out some picks.
So there's no history. I would have to pull up the text logs in order to get that.
Well, am I making up 0-8?
Yeah, you have to own that. That's equally as impressive going 0-8.
I could be 15-5 right now if you never fucking texted us that.
I'm just gonna start texting on a weekly basis.
No, I'm not answering any. I think I do better when I talk out loud and I think through these.
I almost did it 2 weeks ago. When did we not record last? It was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I almost did it then, but then I held off. All right, let's do Broncos Jets. It's the London game. Local team. Denver's favored by 6.5, and the over under is 43.5.
I'm so glad this game's in London. I would not want this to come on Red Zone. I
Mhm.
know the Broncos might be good. I just don't enjoy them at all.
Yeah,
And
I
even
can
though
see that.
Bo Nix on paper should be a quarterback I enjoy watching because he's like mobile and a lot of his stuff's like improvisation and extending, but it's just I don't know. Yeah.
He's not the most flashy quarterback, that's for sure.
No, he is the opposite of the Russell Westbrook of quarterbacks. I will tell you that.
Westbrook's not flashy either.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking the Jets might be like the Saints last week, where they're winless, but they seem overqualified to be winless. 7.5's a lot in a completely neutral field, so I'll take. I'm not touching the over under. This game could be 3-0. I'll take the Jets 7.5.
6.5. Is that?
Why do you always give these? I see 7.5.
Oh, they go with 7.5. That's fine.
Go on DraftKings. They give away better odds.
I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna go on FanDuel.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 8.5. Okay.
Let's do FanDuel. It's actually -7 on FanDuel. So I'm going to under here. The London.
Are we going by FanDuel or DraftKings?
I'm going by FanDuel.
All right, who cares? No one's listening. All right, what's the over under on FanDuel?
43.5.
All right, that's what it is on DraftKings. Good.
I feel like the London games are
By
always
the way, I'm giving myself 7.5 because if I wanted to bet that right now, I could.
okay. You do you.
You're betting the over.
No, the under.
You're adventurous, dude. This is why you have good records, Steve. This is what real gamblers should do.
Yeah, but I feel like
You should ride out an ugly or mid or low 40s under.
the London games are always low scoring. I could see this being like 20-10. This game,
Yeah, yeah.
2017 or something.
I would take 2017.
Just like an ugly game. Who should we do next? Let's see. Seahawks versus Jaguars. Let's do. That's a pretty good game. Jags are favored by 1.5, and the over under is 47.5.
This seems like just such a perfect letdown spot for the Jaguars. This is always what the Jaguars have done: is lose this game.
I agree.
Yeah, I got to take the Seahawks. It's too obvious for me to pass up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm going Seahawks, the plus 1.5. You're just waiting. I know this is a different head coach, and it feels like a different team. And apparently, that defensive coordinator is doing some like amazing things with the Jaguars. By the way,
Yeah.
is it Jaguars or Jaguars?
The fuck is wrong with you? Who calls it that?
People say that.
No.
I've heard it before.
You had a stroke? I never heard that.
Jaguars.
I've heard like Jaguar.
Yeah,
Jaguar.
I heard it like this week. I think Jaguars. Somebody said it like that, and I've heard it before. Definitely,
Steve, you're sleep deprived. You're hallucinating.
probably. All right, so we're both going Seahawks. The next game we'll do. If Lamar Jackson wasn't hurt, the Rams game would have been a good one, but we're not going to touch that.
Skip that fucking shit.
Let's do Buccaneers 49ers.
Of course.
Buccaneers are favored by 3, and the over under is 47.5.
Oh, we're just jumping all over the board here. Man, I'll let you go first.
I don't like the -3 for the Bucks. I do think the Bucks are going to win the game. You know what? Fuck it.
It's because the Bucks are always perpetually with Baker Mayfield in 3-point games. If this were 2.5, you'd probably know what to do instantly.
This might be stupid, but I might go with the over here. The Buccaneers offense puts up points, and I think the Niners are going to stick around with them most of the game. So
Yeah. Do we know who's starting?
no,
Better yet, is Jawan Jennings playing?
that I don't know either.
I'll just take the Bucks. I'll be a square. It's fine.
Okay. Lions, Chiefs.
Do you have any idea what your record is?
No, I gotta look back.
You're gonna have to listen to every episode because I have not kept. I kept a very litigious record last year, but we're all over the fucking place.
End of each episode, which is nice.
Yeah,
Chiefs are favored by 2.5. Over under is 52.5.
that is a ridiculously high over for
Yeah.
this season. Chiefs always have won this game the last. I'm just going with the trends right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, are they really going to be like 2-4? That if they lost this, they'd be 2-4, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I for some reason I really like the Lions during this game.
Even the 52.5 just seems so tempting.
Yeah,
Just
because you don't want to
yeah.
pick against the Chiefs this week. Like you don't want to think of
I
a
haven't wanted to pick against the Chiefs since I was in college. So,
yeah.
what are you taking?
I don't know. I really want to take the Lions at plus 2.5, but I also don't see a world where the Chiefs are 2-4. It's tough.
Mm.
I don't know. I almost want to take the over.
I like that it's 2.5 though. It gives you room for like a, like a 27-24 kind of game.
But I think if the Lions win, they win by several touchdowns.
In Arrowhead, I don't know. Chiefs really don't get blown out at home,
Yeah.
even when they lose.
But do you want to go over 52.5?
That's why I'm not touching it.
What was the week 1 game against the Packers? The final score for the Lions?
Like 13.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a mirage. Packers have not looked good. Packers have not looked that good since.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like think in a sense of like, can this over hit?
If it's 27-24, you're still not hitting the over.
Yeah, I'm doing the Lions plus
I'm
2.
sorry. Did I talk you out of it? I'm sorry. 24, you're still hitting the under.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions.
All right. So when it's 34 even, don't blame me.
Why? What are you doing?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay.
I've clawed back by being a square, so I'm going to continue being a square until it fucks me.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs.
How about them Chiefs?
You want to do the Bills Falcons game or no?
Yeah.
That's. I think we have to.
I mean, we only have. Are we doing our usual 6 or are we doing 4?
What are
All
we?
right. Well, this is our 5th.
All right. Bills.
Let's pick a random dog shit game just for shits and giggles.
No, we have 2 more good ones. The Bills Falcons on Sunday Night Football, and then Monday Night Bears Commanders. We'll finish with that.
Bills Falcons is Monday.
Oh,
What
there's
the
2
hell
Monday
are you?
nights then. It's Bills We'll finish with the 2 Monday night games then.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Bills Falcons.
I have PTSD from picking Bears Commanders games, so I really don't want to.
I'm telling you right now, I'm picking the over in this Bills Falcons game.
Really, Falcons defense looks pretty nasty.
I still think you're not stopping Josh Allen. Revenge game for Allen too.
But Penix just hasn't looked that good. I'm like I said, I'm playing it safe. I'm just taking the Bills. I mean, this is as square as I'm gonna get.
All right, so Bills at -4.5.
Do you want to know how deep my analysis is this week? If they're a good team that lost, I'm taking them. That's it. You notice I haven't taken a single over under because I know I went 3-1 last week. To go 3-1 2 weeks in a row and overs, I don't think has ever been done by anybody in the history of gambling.
All right, so
You said you're taking the over.
yeah, and guess what? We have the same line for the Bears Commanders. So the Commanders are favored 4.5, and the over under is 49.5. What do you?
I feel like the overs are like 3 or 4 points higher this week.
Yeah.
Weren't they on like the mid 40s?
Yeah, they were tough last week. They were low. What are you thinking?
And just give me the over on this one.
Okay,
I'll good luck trying to figure this one out. Are the Bears back? Who knows?
I'm gonna go with Commanders.
These teams with the early bye weeks always throw me off because
Yeah.
you still have like no feel for them. They've only played 4 games.
I still think Daniels is the better quarterback. I'm still not sold on Caleb Williams.
Daniels is better than Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not. I would never argue that.
I'm not sold on Caleb Williams yet.
Well, I know you're not.
He lit up a very bad Dallas Cowboys defense.
And he had a game-winning drive against the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean the Raiders. Come on.
I know. Well, didn't I call that after the Vikings defense evidently is good, and that J.J. McCarthy thing was the only good quarter he's played in the NFL so far?
Sure. You did call it, yeah.
I said that I want to judge Caleb Williams once he faces some like average to below average defenses because I thought he had a pretty tough start to the year because he played a very angry Lions team in Detroit, which is not easy.
Why is that when you want to judge him though? Like that's not a realistic thing right there. Judge him when he faces the good teams.
Because he plays for an organization that's been in disarray for 15 years with a completely new coaching staff and a bunch of new players, and now they're playing 2 juggernauts out of the gate. Not juggernaut. Vikings are not a juggernaut. Well, they were last year.
They still
I
kind of
just thought it was
they have a
a
lot of
tough,
injuries.
and they should have beaten the Vikings. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you blow that. You have one of the worst losses of the year, the Vikings, and then you're in the toughest possible spot in Detroit, and then you're 0-2, and they took care of business. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion's not much different heading into their 5th game.
You gotta win as a quarterback. It can't be against the Raiders and the Cowboys and stuff. Like you strip
Yeah, but Steve, that's where you start because they used to lose to those teams.
yeah, you build up that way, of course. I mean, I could throw for probably 200 plus yards against the Cowboys defense right now.
Sure,
Did you
sure.
Russell Wilson was just lobbing balls up and somehow was landing in his receiver's hands.
I'm more impressed he followed it up with an up and down Raiders game where he actually, because Drake May actually struggled against the Raiders a little bit,
Yeah.
where he actually drove down the field like when he needed to, and they actually finished, which is something they didn't do last year. Drake May consistently, not Drake May, Caleb always put him in position, probably 'cause they didn't have to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
He put him in position to win games a lot last year, and their field goal unit fucked them.
Well, listen, one thing that we know about Caleb Williams is he's always been the most talented.
I'm not like you and Mike, where it's just like a project of passion, the debates you have on the text threads.
It's not even like let me say what's opposite of what Mike's thinking in the moment. It's that I haven't seen the Caleb Williams that everybody thinks he's supposed to be. And I would like to see that. And I'm just telling you what I have seen on television. Like he takes forever to make reads. The game has been way too fast for him.
Mhm.
And when you throw the ball last second, thankfully he doesn't have a high amount of interceptions, but he's just overthrown it open targets left and right. And you can't do that in the NFL. So I think yeah, it's nice he ripped apart a Dallas Cowboys defense, but like, what does that do for you? Like, builds the confidence a little bit, I guess. But you have to win. Like you strip away Mahomes' Super Bowls. Oh, yeah, but hold on, Justin Fields. That's what
Yeah,
you're talking
I
about
know.
here.
I
Justin
know.
Fields, who Mike's already given up on after a few weeks, and Justin Fields, who couldn't even touch the field against the Pittsburgh Steelers last, or with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Baby steps.
Yeah, yeah. It's a nice step in the right direction. You had the number one pick. You took the quarterback that's been the highest praised quarterback in a while. Yeah, it's a good pick, and I think like me sitting there from watching Jaden Daniels in college, I knew going into the draft that Jaden Daniels was the guy. But a lot of people, because of what Caleb Williams'
Well, he's
ceiling.
also small, and that's concerning.
Yeah, but what you're banking this on what Williams' ceiling could be because he's always been the most talented person on the field. So, but is he coachable? That's the biggest thing. Like, you have to sit there. He has to want it first off. And that's what Pat Mahomes has. Like, Pat Mahomes goes to his own personal trainer during the season after practice and watches hours of film. And he comes to Andy Reid and he's like, let's try this play because he's coachable. Like, Caleb Williams, the idea that he was watching film by himself, like I feel bad for him last season, but let's see what he does with Ben Johnson, who has had success with the Lions and is an offensive mind. Like that's why you brought in Ben Johnson. But the thing
Well,
that like
and two veteran Pro Bowl caliber O linemen.
yeah, that's the thing that's like the difference between Caleb Williams and Drake May to me is Caleb Williams, they drafted him and they brought guys in instantly to build around him. Like they gave him
Not the line last year.
not the offensive line, but he had weapons. They brought in weapons. They brought in Swift. They already had DJ Moore. They drafted Roma Dunze. They
That
actually
guy's a fucking stud.
they brought in what's the Chargers?
Keenan Allen for a
Keenan
year.
Allen. Yeah, I just drew a blank. Like they built around him.
They have like 3 solid tight ends.
They gave him the weapons right away because they wanted him to succeed and they felt like they needed to put him in that position.
Cole Kmet might be like the most tight end sounding name I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. It's a football sounding name, honestly. Like Patriots, like who does
Chase Loveland sounds like a baseball player.
Colston Loveland,
What'd I say?
Chase.
Him too.
Shout out Chase. Yeah, Browns also. We didn't talk about this, but Browns made a QB change. Joe Flacco's their guy.
Well, yeah, he looked all right.
Browning was so pissed. Watch his interview that he did today.
Wait, Browning, Shador or Browning?
No, Browning from the Bengals. Well, the Browns didn't bring in Flacco. The
Oh, I thought you
Bengals.
were talking about Dylan Gabriel last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
he didn't look bad, Gabriel.
No, it's
He,
very, very conservative, but I don't know.
he looked good enough to me.
I think whatever magic Joe had, I fear, was squeezed out of him nearly completely at that Brown stint he had 2 years ago, and then I think he had, like, 3 or 4 games for the Colts where they put up some numbers, but
Yeah.
he has looked really shaky ever since.
Who, Joe Flacco, we're saying?
Yeah, the end of his Colts tenure last year, it started out well, but the end of it and then the beginning of this year has not looked good at all.
No. But it's better than what the Bengals have received from Browning. And Browning totally didn't take accountability today. He talked about how pissed he was, which you want that. You want competitors in your locker room. But then he also said it's not all on me. And that's the difference between like mindsets there. Like somebody said in the comments, they were like, Joe Burrow loses a game, he says, I could have been better instantly. And Browning sitting there trying to save his career, and he's saying, this is not all on me. I had to come in the middle of the season, whatever else. So
Maybe he's trying to sell himself so he has a job.
I think that's what it is.
And that's probably a guy maybe facing the barrel of not even being in the league.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for Joe Burrow to say because he's Joe Burrow, you know?
I don't think they'll get rid of Browning because Flacco could end his career at any minute now. He's at that
Yeah.
age, and you don't have a backup after that. And with Joe Burrow's injury history, you really do. But I think in the offseason, Bengals will definitely look for other options. You can't fall into this position again where you have this talented offense and you can't even get your star receiver the ball, Jamar Chase.
John Mateer.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rookie quarterbacks available. I just don't know if you draft them that high because like you're going to bank on Joe Burrow being healthy the whole season, even though it hasn't been something that has happened. But like
Maybe they prepare for Andrew Luck's situation where he's tired of getting the shit kicked out of him.
or like an Aaron Rodgers thing where you draft Jordan Love, or even like when Brett.
I mean, Joe Burrow's like 28, but
Yeah, I don't see the Bengals, no matter how bad the season gets and like what the quarterback situation looks like. They'll probably use a quarterback pick like later in the draft.
I'm joking about that. Obviously,
Jets, on the other hand, are definitely going to pick a quarterback.
I could see. Who's the Miami guy? Carson Beck. He seems like a Jet.
I don't think he's a top 10 guy. A lot of people like Mendoza from Indiana.
Diego Pavia is probably gonna be like a 6th-rounder.
He won't get drafted.
You don't think so?
No, maybe,
What?
maybe
No.
sixth round.
There's a room in the NFL for shifty little guys.
Yeah, yeah, maybe
Marcus Mariota is like 140 pounds.
he might.
He'll
Get
be fine.
drafted. Yeah. I think
He actually said that was one of the reasons he went to Vanderbilt as opposed to I think he had offers from like it was I was either going to go to Jackson State with Dion or New Mexico like
Diego
that.
Pavia did.
He said in like an interview like that was the decision for the college when he makes a decision which college he wants to go to, it's because he wants to be in the league.
That happens a lot though. Like guys who don't get like high, like power. What is it, Power 5 offers, and they go on like a team like Vanderbilt, who's been a laughing stock of the SEC for a while. But I also think that Ty Simpson, guys, at the end of the year, you're going to be having Heisman talks about him. You already are. He's also, to me, he's going to be a first round pick. He reminds me of like a traditional Alabama quarterback. I've been saying that since the Florida State game. Even you can ask Mike about that. Even in a loss, I sat there and I was like, this kid is what a Nick Saban coached quarterback looked like back in the day.
He's got a beautiful deep ball.
Beautiful deep ball. He doesn't like I say this a lot, but he doesn't make mistakes. He threw his first interception of the season this weekend against Vanderbilt, and he still had an awesome game. What did he throw for? 300 plus yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's making the guys better around him. He doesn't just throw to Ryan Williams the whole game. He's got like 3 really good receivers on his team, and he finds a way to feed them all. So, like, to me, that's a sign of a really good quarterback. Like, that's like Joe Burrow's situation in the Bengals. Like, he's still getting all those hands, those hungry mouths. He's still feeding them, and that's what Ty Simpson's doing here. And
maybe when Joe Burrow pulls Andrew Luck in 3 years, they'll take Underwood.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Underwood has to. He's a freshman at the end of the day. He's looked good for.
They're play calling like he's a freshman.
They definitely have the training wheels on. They're gonna have to do more. There's freshmen who are doing a lot better. Like that Malik Washington from Maryland looks fantastic.
Do you feel like they almost punted on the Oklahoma game just to not ruin his confidence? Like even when they were down double digits, like they really wouldn't let him do much.
Yeah. I think they sat there and they looked at their Big Ten schedule and they said, we're not going to get crushed by a loss against Oklahoma. And it's the second game of the season. It's unfortunate. I think you kind of build the schedule before they even like brought Underwood into Michigan. So you didn't really know if you were going to have a freshman quarterback or not, but it sucks that his second game ever, like I would like to give him 3 or 4, like 3 cupcake games before he hits Big Ten play.
And you
Instead
want the
of
Arch Manning treatment, even though they played Ohio State first, but then it was,
like last
you know,
season.
3 Sam Houstons and then
Yeah.
Florida.
It's just like a confidence builder because you saw the next week. I forget who Michigan played the following week, but Underwood threw for close to 300 yards and looked fantastic and was able to run the ball too. And it definitely did give him confidence. That's why I like going into the USC game. I'm not going to talk Michigan all night, but like
We're actually I'm shocked we made it to 2 hours. This is OG. This is OG 2-man banter. I
there
think
was
we spent a good 20 minutes trying to look up sports stories the last 10 years.
there were so many college games though that we need to plan designate time to talk about college because there were so many good games this past weekend. Like
Did you really think so?
or 2
Outside of Penn State and
Yeah. Well, Penn State losing was a major headline. What was the
yeah.
night game? There was a night game that I have to look back. Um, was it Miami? Did Miami play Florida State? Right.
Yeah, no, that was actually a great game.
That was a really good game. Yeah. There was others. Why am I drawing a blank on this? But yeah, the Penn State game was big. Let's see. I have it here. So Miami beat Florida State 28-22, and right now, to me, the 3 most dominant teams in, like, national championship caliber teams are Ohio State, Miami, and Oregon. Obviously, Penn State lost to UCLA, that was huge. Florida beat Texas.
I'm intrigued by when does Indiana play Oregon? Isn't that soon?
Oh, that's this weekend.
That I'm fascinated by that one.
Yeah, that's at Oregon. But, Joe, yeah, I mean, Florida beat Texas this weekend. Arch Manning didn't look great again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Threw 2 interceptions. DJ Lagway looked pretty good.
I think it's mental because I don't know.
Also, Todd McShay made a really good point today. Notre Dame, even with 2 losses to start the season, can still run the table and make the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, is like USC their hardest game left? I don't even know.
Yeah, they don't have much on their schedule left. Let's see. I have them right here.
Is it because are they just gonna sneak in like Indiana did just because of their schedule?
Yeah, I mean NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, and Stanford. Like they should go undefeated. And Matt just texted us scat. So did he just do something? Scataboo. Oh my gosh, the Giants are up 26-17.
Holy shit!
Scataboo with his second touchdown.
Hey, if you've been a long time listener, I was singing Scadaboo's praises last August.
I started Scataboo in one of my
It's
leagues.
like if anyone here watches Pac-12 After Dark, this
Pac-12
kid
after.
Scadaboo is electric.
Yeah, I mean, even like in the bowl games last year in the playoff,
Yeah.
he looked good. In the Pac-12 championship game, he looked.
I was just like, it's Scadaboo and McMillan. If you're actually watching highlights of the late games, like those are the 2 guys that stand out. Well, McMillan's obvious. I mean, I think he was.
Well, this is good for you because this is where Jalen Hurts is about to go off and try to get them back. Ooh, they're up
Here he has 19 pass attempts. That might be a career high for him.
over 100 passing yards. That's shocking.
That's a career high. Yep. Like they're really well. I guess because they're down by 10, but Saquon had 6 carries last week, and then halfway through the third, he has 10, and he has 6 yards a carry. It's not like they're. I mean, Giants' run defense is bad.
Do you feel any worse about the Saints' loss from last week if the Giants win this game?
No, I still don't think we're doing anything this year.
No.
It's better for our draft. I'll just say that.
I think they always play the Eagles tough, and that's what's happening right here.
Yeah. Surprisingly, after Eli left, that's when we started playing them tougher, and then started playing everybody else worse.
Is the Deshaun Jackson game the worst game you've ever watched in your life?
That the Vince Young, where Matthias Kiwanuka had Vince Young wrapped up against the Titans, the 21-0. Yeah, those are probably the worst too.
Did you watch the Jeff Garcia Niners wild card game, I think it was.
Yeah, but I was into the Raiders. I really didn't care.
That was pretty bad to watch, though.
That if I were a true Giants fan back then, I probably would say that one.
The Super Bowl Ravens
The
Giants.
1997 wild card where Randall Cunningham came back on the Vikings down 9. Do you remember that? You're probably old enough to remember that.
I don't know. Was that when? Who was the starter for the Giants? The quarterback?
Danny Werfel or some shit.
No. It's gonna bother me that I don't remember. Cannell? Danny? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Danny Cannell. There you
Was
go.
it Cannell?
Yeah, that was prime Rodney Hampton. And I
Yeah,
think that might have been like Tiki's rookie year or something.
I would say.
And this was that was like the start of Strahan's like absolute peak.
Yeah, I would say some of the worst ones was definitely Deshaun. It was that 49ers game. It was the Ravens Super Bowl game. That was really bad to watch. I
Yeah.
remember.
I remember there was that season opener where like Eli didn't call a timeout or he called a timeout too early and left Tony Romo time.
Oh yeah,
I just remember the entire discourse was just how awfully they were coached because of that. There
every
were some
year
bad ones.
it felt like we started the season every year against the Cowboys.
Yeah. I will say that the last 2 times the Giants have made the playoffs, we've gotten our shit kicked in when we lost, so it really hasn't been like demoralizing.
No,
So that's good at least.
it was nice to see a playoff victory against the Vikings in
Yeah.
2022.
2008 losing to the Eagles, that was the best Giants team I've ever seen. It just happened to be a windy day at the Meadowlands, which was you knew we were going to lose because Eli could not throw in the wind.
What was the
But
season the Giants lost in like the first round when they were it was like their best season? They were supposed to be like dominant.
yeah, 2008.
No, that wasn't the Eagles game. It was another one. Who else did they lose to around that time in the playoffs?
Panthers.
Did they lose to was it the Panthers or Falcons? Did they lose to the Falcons one year?
Giants never lost to the Falcons in the playoffs ever.
Buccaneers, maybe? No.
Never lost to the Bucks.
Was it the Panthers? What was it?
I think you're thinking about the Eagles.
No.
Giants never been dominant.
No, it wasn't because I remember like it was like an early exit. The Giants were like one of the favorites entering the playoffs, and they
Steve,
just
it was 2008.
the offense shit the bed that game
It was 2008.
against. Are you sure it was the Eagles?
Listen, who are you talking to?
But I feel like whoever it was like a first year coach or something that beat them in the playoffs, or the coach was on their way out. Are you sure they haven't lost to the Falcons?
Are you sure you didn't dream about this?
I don't
'Cause
know.
none of those qualifiers is a game that exists.
I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna text you when I find it out. Let's close this out though, because we're closing in on 2 hours.
Steve, I can name every Giants playoff loss in the Super Bowl era. I don't think it qualifies for any of them.
Name me every playoff loss since Eli Manning's been the quarterback.
Why do we have to like show off my fucking
I'm not even. I'm doing it
useless
so I can remember.
5? You got shut out by the Panthers, 23-0.
Was that at MetLife?
Yeah, we won the division that year.
That might have been it then.
That was when Tiki was like second for MVP. That was Eli's second year. He was still like coming on. Yeah. I think I was on a ski trip. I think I was listening to that game on the radio and they had like 100 yards through like the third quarter total offense.
Who did the
That
Giants,
game sucked.
Who did the Giants lose to the season Plaxico shot himself in the leg?
The Eagles.
That was in 2008 though, was it?
Steve. Yes, it was.
Who did they the year before they won the Super Bowl the second time? Who did they lose to?
The Eagles.
Again?
Yeah.
Maybe it was one of the Eagles games. How come I feel like it was that Panthers game that just bummed me out?
The year before the Super Bowl, we were 8-8. I don't think that was it.
Were we hyped about that Panthers game going in? Like, were we heavy favorites?
No.
No. How come I feel like I was like
they might have been favored. They were really good.
But it was at MetLife, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like the Panthers were like they had just made the Super Bowl a year or two before that.
Yeah.
I think they had a better record than us somehow.
Did they still have Jake Delhomme?
Yeah, Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I talked myself up to thinking we had a chance against the Panthers and the game was so ugly. I just remember it. Who was the head coach of the Panthers that season?
I think it was still John Fox.
Was it Fox?
Yeah.
Do you know he was a Giants coach?
When?
He was definitely there when they went to the Super Bowl. I think he was like defensive coordinator or something.
Oh, you mean like assistant?
Yeah.
That was Fossil.
Yeah, with Fossil.
Yeah.
He lived in Jersey. Wow.
Steve, we're at 2 hours. I didn't think we'd make it.
All right. Yeah, let's close this out. Yeah, that's an episode. Follow us. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, follow us on Instagram, social media, YouTube, subscribe, give yourself the alerts, whatever you do. But we'll be back next week. That's a wrap. Let's close it out.
Yep. Shout out to me and my luscious lips.